Hi, I'm Natasha Lockhart. Today we'll introduce you to the new Miss Spanish Fork.
I'm Afro Danes. What does it take to be an author? Well, ask.
And I'm Stacey Beck. We'll learn more about a program for teen girls.
All that and more coming right up on Studio Chatter. Welcome to Studio Chatter. How's everyone doing?
Oh, fabulous.
Back from spring break.
Oh,
in
that
New
was
York.
so
Yes.
nice. Yeah.
Lots to chat
What did you
about.
do?
Oh, me, it wasn't as exciting. I want to hear you, really. Mine was the mundane and being with the kids. We did a couple of things, but you know, the best part was just taking that break off.
Relaxing.
Sometimes you just
I
need to
agree.
reset. As being a teacher, you can see that the children, the students are they have that urgency of, I need a break, I'm about to explode.
Yeah.
So you can see it in their eyes in the last day of, school term. But so it was really nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was really good. And it was nice to get back. 8 weeks, not that I'm counting.
It was nice to get back to school.
Yeah, it was actually,
huh?
yeah. Kind of, Who says that?
You know, I wouldn't be opposed to year-round school for that reason. I like the tracks on and off.
I
you
do
need the
not.
whole summer.
That's a new subject.
Okay.
Yeah, all year round. I don't believe in that, really.
Okay.
I really believe that kids do need time to just...
Totally decompress.
Yeah, really, and be outside. The weather's been great, when the sun came out, so were my boys. I just shut everything off. I said, go out, don't care, just don't come back. Unless
Fantastic.
there's a big storm. Yeah, but you.
Well, going into spring break was a bit rough. So we
Yes.
had
That's right.
some strap at the house, and we had
Yes.
the flood,
Yeah.
and so it was kind of Debbie Downer. But yes, then Mom and I got on the airplane and flew to New York for the Broadway trip. So we were able to see Beautiful, the Carol King musical, which was
I saw that picture. Under Beautiful. I was like, is she saying she's beautiful?
No, I've never heard of this.
So it's all the music from the time that Carol King was writing music. So all of I guess it's more from the 70s generation, but
So just a musical?
Fantastic.
Wow.
We weren't really planning on seeing that one, so that was a ticket that we bought when we were there. So that was fantastic. And then of course Hamilton. So I won't give all of it away.
Oh,
but
give it away. Give it away.
have you listened to the soundtrack at all?
Some
Have
of
you been
them.
exposed
A
to
little
it?
bit.
Yes.
Okay, so I had heard a little bit of it too. So I wasn't like a major guru, and I had heard the soundtrack, and it was a little bit reserved. There is the profanity, and there's a little bit of the rap. So I'm like, what do you expect? What's the expectation? And then completely captivated, completely mesmerized. I mean, the cast was just stunning. I mean, it's Broadway too, so I was just. I mean, it brought everything to life, and it's history. I mean, you're just watching it on the stage, and then then everything makes perfect sense with the music, and it just brought it to life. And then
gives me chills. Like I saw when they go.
So I'm about ready to just elbow people and knock them over to go get more tickets to see it in Salt Lake. But just to now listen to the soundtrack and see it over and over again, I won't be able to get enough of it. But yes, it was fantastic.
Oh, that's so good.
And it was just a fun girls' weekend with Mom and I, and we, the weather was supposed to be really bad. It was supposed to snow, but we ended up with good weather. It was cold, mind you. It was cold, but it was fantastic. We of course ate really great food, and we walked our miles all over the place. We stayed right in Times Square.
That's what I was going to ask is where did you stay?
Oh yes.
Do you have a hotel that you stay at when you go? Or
so there's a few that are kind of in the vicinity.
Okay.
So there's the Marriott Marquis, there's the Hilton Garden Inn. There's a few that are all kind of in that radius. So you really can't. I mean, you can't go wrong. And then just all of the shopping outside of the doors, but then right there in the Broadway district. So it was, Waitress down this way, and then of course Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is opening this coming week, and Frozen just hit Broadway. So now we're like, we've got to take the kids because SpongeBob's there now. So
oh my gosh.
I mean, it's very, very right. So just super like
SpongeBob.
but Broadway. So but it's more, I guess, more family friendly, and the kids are coming of age to where we would go and really enjoy it. So really, we have our wish list now. So we're
this Frozen, this is brand new.
brand new.
Oh, I bet that's going to be
really
amazing.
Yeah.
And of course the cast, they were cracking jokes about, the sisters down the street freezing them out, and I'm just telling them to let it go, and it was super cute.
Fun.
Yeah, it was so fun.
What a great birthday gift.
But it
That's
was
what
an
it was,
amazing
right?
birthday gift. Yes, and
An
I will
early
tell
gift.
I will tell anyone, because it is running right now in Salt Lake City, if you were one of the lucky ones, or if
That's
you have a
right,
chance to get tickets or to get in on the lottery or something, well worth the spend. Very good.
Good.
So
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you went.
What did you do?
thanks. Yeah.
I didn't work.
Oh.
So that was nice. And then but I did have city meetings. And so we did that. And my husband and I went to St. George, and it was nice and sunny. So that was good. It was
Pool
just
time,
relaxing.
exercise time.
Yes. Walking the trails down there on the river, laying by the
Pleasure or
pool.
work in St. George?
A little bit of both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's nice, isn't it?
We had our city work meetings. We learned about electricity because there's 6 cities. I know it was so stimulating, but
That's a very good word for it.
there's 6 cities that own our electricity, and so we go and learn all about that for 2 solid days. So it is interesting. And they have to make it interesting, or we're just checking out. But
That's right.
no, it was good.
Well, last we were together, we were at
Yes.
the girls' night out at the bookstore,
yes.
and it was just
Oh,
before.
that's right.
Yeah, it was just
That's
before
right.
Easter and just before April Fool's Day. So the guys had some fun in our seats while we were
did.
away.
They did.
They poked fun of us a little bit
Yes.
with the
Hilarious.
Studio Chatter Men's Edition.
I just like the way they were sitting like this. I
I
thought,
think
what
they're
am I
so
into that,
chill.
And
No, I
to
just
see all
don't
the
wanna
stuff
be-
that was there. I was like, it really, it gave it the man look, wasn't it?
Brandon, and Lance.
Yes, I like that.
2 thumbs up. You guys were awesome.
you.
Chris watched the whole episode with me, and I think that's maybe the only
Yeah,
episode
time,
of
yes.
Studio Chatter.
So
he watched
they're
the thing
welcome
before.
back anytime. In fact, I think they should be regulars, like maybe once a quarter or something,
I
while
think
we're
so,
off
too.
having our
Yeah.
Mani Petties or something.
That's right.
However, I'm wondering if you guys might need to go to some gun safety courses. Just saying, the positioning of the way the gun was sitting on the table, I was a little
And thanks to our
concerned,
producers
but-
for washing my cup that Todd Dickerson so enjoyed.
Yeah.
But it was
Licking
funny.
a little bit, yeah, it was
they
funny.
were good. They were good.
And they do pay attention because they know how much you love bacon.
Oh
That's
yes,
right.
that was
I
fun.
thought that was hilarious. One
That
of the
was
first
fun.
comments they made there.
Oh yeah, that was a good time. So how are you doing on your spring cleaning?
Oh, spring cleaning. Oh, we're doing it, little bit by little bit. I don't know. I clean, I throw away, and just more new stuff comes along. I don't know. They follow me along. It's just, I don't know. I think I'm going to burn that house and then start
That's probably not a good way to spring clean,
Yeah,
though.
probably not. But I wouldn't mind. I really don't need the stuff.
So
I don't
let me ask you this:
understand.
I think, okay, I'm going to put all this on the Spanish Fork indoor yard sale.
I've noticed some of your posts.
I did
a
one,
good idea.
and then I'm just like, this is so not worth it. Like people saying, "Is this
Yeah.
available? Is this available?" Yes, yes, yes. No one responds back. I sold the shoe organizer for $5.
Yeah, is it worth it?
But
I'm just
still,
like-
it's the $5 you didn't have.
Ew.
It was not worth my
Yeah,
time and
exactly. How
notification
much it
dings.
was?
Don't be such a naysayer. Did they
No,
Venmo you the money?
One person.
So that's half the battle,
One
right?
person.
Because if they flake,
right, yeah.
if they don't show up, then it's not worth
So
your time.
I
but
guess my question is it worth it to try and sell your stuff, or is it better to just DI it or give it away or ask
Give it
your
away.
friends if they
I-
want it,
unless-
rather than try and make $50 with all this stuff?
Well, because I have kids and they want to make money, my plan is I've been stacking stuff in the garage, and so now what I want to do is do a big yard sale.
Okay.
And we're just going to put all the stuff there, put a $1 ticket, get my kids to do that, and all the money they get to keep because they'll be the ones outside, so I can go in and do something else.
Okay.
we have pretty good luck
That-
with actual yard sales.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we
If
always
you
put
it in the
together,
paper or
the
something.
lemonade and goodie stand.
Yeah.
So much work
Wow.
for like
kids.
$100.
At the end. This is true.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd just rather give it away. DI it.
Well,
Yeah, well, I
to-
know, why
well,
not?
to
I think
each their
that where I'm at anyway. I have a lot of kid stuff, and I've
and I
got
don't have
young
any.
kids, and you don't.
No,
you don't
I-
need it. You don't need really the money.
Well, I do. I need the money. I mean, I would love $100, but to sit
Without much,
outside in the cold for 6 hours on a spring day.
But I think for me, the work ethic for the children, I think is fantastic. Yeah.
So. Well, maybe we'll invite you to our next yard sale and you can help with the goodies.
Or I'll donate my items to your yard sale.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
I'll give you 60-40 or something, you know, because, yeah.
Okay. Coming up next, we'll talk with the new Miss Spanish Fork. Don't go away. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Many little girls dream of becoming Miss Spanish Fork. Let's welcome Morgan Olson, the reigning Miss Spanish Fork, to the program.
Hello.
Look at her eyes. I just love her eyes. She looks like,
Thank you.
Adorable. We are going to love our her.
Yeah.
I love you.
We've definitely made you feel welcome already, right?
For sure. Absolutely.
Month, Ben.
Yes.
1 month down out of 12.
Kind of crazy, honestly, and it's kind of sad that 1 month is already gone.
It goes like fast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Don't blink. Do not blink.
It's a whirlwind.
I've loved every second of it.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I love
good.
being able to like get down on my knees and just make the kids feel so important, and that's why I love the Easter egg hunt. I loved handing out the little coupons and toys and getting to see everybody's smiles. It was so fun.
That was fun. It was fun to see you just, those little girls just, and you were down on your knees a lot, just engaging with them. So that's so sweet.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things about this. It's actually why I wanted to be Miss Spanish Fork.
Are you both glad, since Natasha's the director and you both put so much time, was it like once that was done, were you both...
It's always bittersweet. I think it's always a relief to have the pageant over with, but then it's always very exciting to go into the year with the anticipation. And we were just talking earlier today about all of the things that are going to be coming in the next, in the coming year, because she has all of her parade schedule coming up, and then we're going to be going to Miss Utah this summer together to be watching that to prep her for next year. But some of the things that you're doing service-wise, do you want to share that?
I am doing a ton of stuff with my platform right now, which is Hospital Heroes, being an advocate for children in hospitals. And I made courage capes in preparation for Miss Spanish Fork, and it was so much fun. So they're just felt capes and with symbols sewn on the back of them. And I had so much fun getting my friends together to do that. Yeah. And we actually ended up making more than 50 and taking them up to Utah Valley's pediatric floor. So
what is that? Just in case some of our audience didn't turn up for the pageant. They're implying that I didn't go, but I did watch it, festing up here. Anyway, could you explain to our audience what that is, your courage capes? Yeah.
So you just give them out to children in the hospital that just need a little bit of extra courage, that are having a hard time dealing with their treatment, or a nurse actually told me a story about a little boy that was there with her, and his mom was the person receiving treatment, but he was so nervous for her. He couldn't have been more than 3, and they handed him a courage cape, and she said, "Okay, now you have to be your mom's superhero." And he stood right up, and he just loved on that cape.
Touching.
That's
oh
beautiful.
my gosh! So do you make a boy and a girl cape, or
That's
just
what
kind
we
of
did. We made a lot of like unisex ones, and then we had some that were purple with crowns on them. And then my older brother actually made a Thor cape, and he made it in 5 seconds.
Wow!
It literally took me like 30 minutes to make one cape, and he finished his in 5 minutes, and I was just like,
that sounds
trying not
right.
to care, but
that's so fun. What are you most excited for this year?
I'm really excited to be promoting my platform. It's something very near and dear to my heart. My twin brother was actually in a children's hospital. He got ran over by a truck, and they saved his life there.
Oh, wow.
It was really scary. I wasn't more than 2, so I've only heard stories because I can't really remember it. But they did so much more there than just giving him treatment. They made him feel comfortable, and when my siblings and I would come and visit, they made me feel comfortable as well. And I also am so excited to get to learn more about our community. Our community is so unique, and we have so many cool places here that newcomers to Spanish Fork don't really know about. Yeah. So I'm really excited to promote that and show them that Spanish Fork is a growing city, but it's still a sweet little country town.
I agree.
So
I love your enthusiasm.
energy.
I know that she's so ready to jump in and do the
Cheerleader in me.
There you go. So you're graduating next month. What a busy time of life.
Yeah, it's a little overwhelming, and real life is scary.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I like high school. I'm not quite ready to just plow through.
How has now that you've captivated the title of Miss Spanish Fork, how has that changed your plans now for the immediate future?
So I was actually going to go out to New York because I'm signed to a modeling agency out there.
Oh, wow.
It's one of the top 10 agencies in New York City. And so I'm no longer going out there this year, maybe next year, but my life has changed that way. And I was also going to go down to Dixie and live with my friends. And instead I'm staying here by myself, and I'm going
Staying by yourself or with your mom?
Probably with my mom and dad, because I'm still a baby child and I'm okay with living at home.
There's nothing wrong with that, trust me.
It's cheaper,
Right?
Yeah,
and free food. And I have a little laundry fairy that just somehow I sort out my laundry and then it's done.
exactly.
I know your laundry fairy.
We need
That's
to
very
talk
good.
to your fairy. She should have quit that job like 8 years ago.
And I'm just really excited to be here without the people that I've been surrounded by my whole life, and to see the growth that will come from that, because I sometimes don't push out of my comfort zones. I like my little zone, and so I'm excited to be able to push out of that and meet new people and see what that will change me. How that will change me.
For me, I think it's always exciting to talk to you at this stage in the game, and then next year, a year from now, when you're getting ready to go and to compete at Miss Utah, and to see how the year has changed you and the people that you meet and that you've embraced and how it has changed you as a person. You mentioned your twin.
Yes.
What's he going to be doing in this year?
He's actually leaving on an LDS mission in August.
Oh, cool. Where's he going?
Chihuahua, Mexico. He leaves August 14th.
Okay.
He's super excited. I am actually very upset because he's just been there for the whole 18 years he has been there. And not having him at Miss Utah is going to be so weird because he's kind of my rock. He reminds me that I can do it and that I am strong enough and independent enough to be who I want to be.
That's cool. It sounds like you have an amazing support system.
I really do. My village is amazing.
Oh, that's so cool. But I agree with you, Natasha. Like, you are going to grow leaps and bounds this next year. And I think it gives you the confidence, like, you're going to be working with so many children, you said, but also adults, and that they're going to respect you. And you're like, I deserve respect. And just go out into the world with that confidence, which you already had, but I think it's just going to put you that step above.
I'm so excited.
So thank you for serving our community. It's a lot of time of service.
Very grateful for the
It's a lot.
opportunity.
Well, that's what I think what I love about the program too is the chance to serve. So you're stepping outside of yourself. So it's always fun to see a beautiful queen on a beautiful flow and all of the city events during the summertime. But there is really that downtime, or the quiet times, or the reserved times when you are just spending time with the children or with your family or other people. And so, yeah, I'm just so excited to be working with you, and for everyone else to get to know you too. So, yeah, fantastic.
So, and real quickly, Dejana, former Miss Spanish Fork, and
Yes.
you have grown up together.
Yeah.
You've been best friends.
Yeah, she's my childhood best friend.
So how fun is that? You're going to go support her this year.
I'm so
at Miss
excited.
Utah,
My
and-
voice is going to be gone. I'm going to be screaming so much. And I just love remembering her flying across the stage, just with her dress and it
That's
billowing
true.
out behind her and just flinging into me and enveloping me in a hug.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite memories, and I'm going to cry thinking about it because I cry over everything. But
We love that picture, and I remember both of you when you were very small, so it's fun to watch you grow all the way.
Well, best of luck.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. Coming up next, do you have a book hiding inside of you? Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Our next guest knows how it feels to have a great story to tell. Welcome a local author, Carol Pratt Bradley, to the table.
Welcome, Carol. Now, I have to just say, okay, so I'm sitting at church and someone's saying, hey, we got a book club and we're going to read, someone's book.
Yes.
And then everyone turns and it's you. Well, the funny thing is, everyone's talking about your book and I'm like sitting there going, yeah, whatever. And I go home and my mother-in-law, not that, you know, I think that's really sweet.
She
and
means
stuff.
that in the kindest way.
In the kindest way. I was thinking something else. No, seriously. And I go home and my mother-in-law is the one who looks up your book. And she's like, do you know that girl, that lady? This is her book. Look what it's about. And she started, you know, she goes, oh, that'd be quite interesting. Let me order. And so that's when I thought, oh, that'd be really interesting to have you on.
That's fun. I wasn't listening.
When they were...
So I heard my name and turned around and everybody's staring at me.
Oh, no. So nobody was listening in church that day. That's fantastic. Right. Well, that's a way to sell books, maybe.
Did you want to always be a writer?
I did.
Okay, so you always had a
when
story?
I was 11, I was always like climbing trees, or I always had a notebook with me.
Oh, wow.
And I wrote silly poems.
Okay.
But I just always wanted to write. I loved empty pieces of paper. I would collect them. But so I pretty much knew I wanted to write, but my path came later.
Okay.
Like I'd always been told that I wrote really well.
Okay.
But I didn't. I went to college, took a few writing classes, and that was discouraging.
Was it?
Oh, no.
Yeah, and
In what way? In what way was it discouraging?
just trying. I don't know.
Because it's so structured, maybe? Or?
Well, and I got a B- in my creative writing class. Anyway,
that is discouraging.
And but then I got. I married and I had children, and I thought I don't really want to do fiction writing. It didn't mean anything. I thought, oh, what's the use of it, that. And I got into academic writing, and I did research, in ancient times and stuff like that. And then my daughter, I went back to school after 20 years because I hadn't got my bachelor's.
Right. Good for
And
you.
so I finally spent, that in 2 years finishing my bachelor's, and I thought, well, I want to get a master's.
Wow.
And so I applied for history because I love history. And I didn't get in, and I thought, what do I really, really want to do? So when I thought about it, I thought, I really want to write. And I discovered that there's a lot of power in stories. And they teach us, and anyway, people love stories. So I decided, and I applied for the Master of Fine Arts at BYU, and miracle got in. and it was a wonderful experience. Like, it changed my writing. I discovered what I wanted to write about.
So what genre have you chosen to write about?
I write historical novels because I combine history and writing, which I love both. And I like writing about real people.
Yes.
So who really lived.
Well, that sounds like my favorite genre. Are you for young adult, children, adults?
It's for everybody.
Okay.
I've even some of the books that I wrote so far, men have said they like them too.
So how many books have you written?
Just the three
These
are
three.
published.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And I started them a long time ago.
Oh.
That is incredible.
And it looks like they're part of a series, Light of the Candle, Fire, just with the light and the light. Is that, so is it
The
part
Light
of
of the Candle was the first one that I ever wrote before I got in the master's program.
Okay.
And the Waiting for the Light is its sequel. That was the third one that was published just a few months ago.
Fantastic.
And Fire of the Word is actually my master's thesis.
Oh, no way.
So,
wow.
And I
What's that
finally got
one?
it published. That is it's set in Protestant England during Henry VIII's time. And I had become interested in the Protestant Reformation and the sacrifices that people went through to have scripture, and I'd never explored that ever.
Wow.
That people lost their lives over that. And so I just immersed myself in that. But I found a story, somehow, I don't remember, of a lady who really lived in Henry VIII's time. And I just wanted to explore her story. She was a young noblewoman who sacrificed a lot to have the Bible in her life when it was against the law. Anyway, but I love seeing how much we have in common with people in past times. Human nature is the same, and I think it gives us a perspective on the present and on our own lives that has enriched my life to explore the lives of somebody else. And plus, I just have a wild imagination.
It sounds like not only do you write, but you have to do a lot of research.
Right.
Yes.
A lot of reading.
That's the fun part.
Oh, really? You like
It
that?
would be a lot of
Collecting books.
research.
Yeah.
But I've discovered you can't put the research first. I need to do enough research that I feel like I understand the time period and the people and all that.
Before you write.
But the story has to come first, and the characters have to come first. So then
before the research.
after.
Oh, after.
Well, I know
okay.
the story.
Just don't do too much research.
Yeah.
It destroys the story.
Well, and as you're writing the story, you discover, oh, what would that be like? What did the houses look like? Like, what did the thing they ironed with? You know, just little tiny details like that. And then even I'll stop and okay, what does a flower smell? What does it smell like? You know, so. But I discovered that at first when I wrote, too much research.
Really?
And so the story has to come first.
Okay.
Wow.
So.
So what if, for example, I believe there's a book in everyone, just like there is a song in everyone's soul. Oh, that was a good one. No, but so how do you start? I mean, yeah, I've got a book in my soul. Well, no, that was a song. Whatever, there's a book
You've
in
got a
everyone.
soul.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so how do you start?
I think you have to really, really want to write. You have to have the discipline to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people say they want to write, but we don't, you know. So
It just sounds good, doesn't it? I'm an author. It sounds great. Really.
Well, I mean, it has to be very, very thrilling, though, to finally see your work come together when it's bound and on a shelf, and then other people taking that in and then relaying back to you that they were able to read your story and enjoy the story and maybe envision what you envisioned when you were writing it.
But I've also discovered once that book leaves my hands, that was, you know, a creation of mine. But when the reader takes it, they bring their own thing into it and have their own experience. And so, and a lot of times I might not hear. So
It must, you know, and I guess that's probably much like a movie too, because that's the adventure of reading a book, because it is your imagination bringing everything to life, and people maybe don't love that so much when it's turned into a movie sometimes, because they're like, oh, well, it's not how I imagined it, so maybe that's not how people are, sharing your story back to you sometimes. But it really is a talent. I think it's so amazing. So congratulations to you for getting that published. I certainly do not have it in me. Well, I may have a story in me. I don't have the discipline in me. So that's amazing, especially to go back to school too and learn the discipline and then to get it published. That's so commendable.
it's fun. I like looking at them and realize, oh my gosh, I created something.
Are you working on anything right now, Carol?
I am. So when I was writing the Anne Askew book,
The last one?
yeah,
Okay.
The Fire of the Word.
Fire of the Word.
Anyway, I discovered that a lady that, her name is Anne Hutchinson, anyway, in early Boston, and she was a religious,
I've heard of
yes,
this name.
she was kicked out of, anyway, I discovered she's my 9th great grandmother, and I never knew that.
No way.
And I come through her daughter, who was taken by the Indians and then came back and had 11 children. So I'm writing it from her daughter Susanna's point of view.
Oh my gosh!
But it's a rich, rich time period.
Yeah.
You know.
So we will have to keep.
Yes, we're going to stay in touch with you, and I think we'll be reading one of these for maybe our book club.
yes.
Indeed.
Just don't tell me if you don't like it.
Well, thanks again.
Thanks, Carol.
That was fantastic.
Coming up next, Keeping Positive. Stay with us. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Everyday struggles and challenges can really test your attitude, but like Mary Poppins said, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The sugar we're talking about is being positive.
Oh, I love that.
So, what helps you stay positive?
Being full of sugar. When you said that, I really want to start singing. You know, I've got the. Anyway, yes.
You sing.
You know what? I really, to stay positive, I've decided that there's certain things that I do now that I'm on the roll with.
Like?
If I know
what are
I'm
they?
about to scream and really attack someone, I kind of just walk away now and do it somewhere else.
I can't imagine
Like your
that
pillow?
you're screaming, or like in a screaming, attacking person.
Oh yeah, gosh, I'm almost perfect. You know that. Actually. I'm almost there, really, my elements. But no, sometimes when I feel a little bit irritated, how about that? A little bit irritated, yeah, or have bad thoughts and stuff. So now I just walk away. I walk away and either go and find a bathroom to lock myself in and read a book or something.
To just kind of
Yes, and it always
decompress
feels so
and-
much better.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's interesting because as I listen to people, it's just like habits in your own life that you think are just you.
Yeah.
But then I read like leadership books or listen to podcasts or TED Talks, and they go over these lists, and I'm like, well, I've always done that. I thought that's just what people do, but these people are teaching them to do things.
Right.
So just like even meditating, just thinking things through without outside noise, so you can think about how you want to portray yourself and who you really want to be.
Right.
And I think picking up on things that, that's not someone I want to be, or that's not who I want to portray that I am, and catching that and then changing it so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, that makes
But-
sense. Yeah.
I think it's just staying productive for me. Like, I really choose to be busy. I think you have to make choices. I think you can choose to be unhappy. I think you can choose to be happy. I think it's a lot of life lessons are taught as well. I think probably one of my biggest pet peeves are people that choose to be lazy. I feel like
Yes.
one thing that I was taught from a very young age was really good work ethic. One thing that my dad always told me, and maybe this is just part of farm life, whether it was responsibility to feed a baby calf or a dog or throwing hay to the horses or whatever it is, if they don't eat, they can't feed themselves. So, Natasha, if if they don't eat, you don't eat. So you just put on your boots and you go and throw it.
Yeah.
And I think just waking up in the morning and just making the choice.
Yeah.
I don't know that I just have I don't know that there is a choice to just sit around and feel sorry for yourself sometimes.
But
I think
you're dead on there, though. People choose
they
that.
well, I guess, yeah, maybe they do, which I guess just seems odd to me because you can choose to. You mentioned exercise earlier.
Yeah.
Now
7 minute
I know.
Ooh, so good.
Yeah, like I know mentally, like I just feel better when I'm exercising. Like it releases those endorphins. Like I'm nicer to people around me. Like I need to choose to do that more often. That's definitely a choice. But
Then there are some people who really cannot get out of bed and stuff like that.
Oh, right. And we're not.
Do you know what I mean?
No, that's
we have to let our people know that,
sure, we're not picking on.
That's right.
right.
If
There's-
you're clinically depressed or dealing
sure,
with anxiety,
sure.
which a lot of people.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think you can just literally choose happiness. And take care of yourself. I think a lot of women give, and sometimes
this
you
is
need
it.
to take
Yeah.
care of yourself.
Absolutely.
Read a book, take a
Yeah.
bath, go for a walk alone, go to lunch with a friend. Like, take
Taking
care
that
of
time,
yourself.
yeah.
Oh gosh, that's so key.
Because-
Like you have to learn to take that time out
Yes.
for yourself. Like I can't. Like I am. I'm
Right.
gonna explode.
Right.
So
and you do.
I
You
need
do
some
take time off.
time.
Yeah.
I think setting boundaries.
Absolutely.
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 I think I'm pretty good at saying no, but sometimes when I cave, it just eats at me like, I do not want to do this. Like, it's not making me happy. Like, it's making me ornery and negative. And until I release that, I'm not going to feel 100%
Well,
happy
I feel
again.
like marrying later, having children later. So I did a lot of things by myself. And then you get into a relationship, then you have your family, and then, like you're saying, you're giving, and forgetting about yourself. Yeah, and I think I find myself in that situation a lot of times, and now I'm really trying to just pull back and just do my thing.
isn't that interesting? Because I was much the same. Like I did things later too, and I'm an only child, so I'm quite.
Yeah.
I'm quite. Comfortable
Yeah,
in my own skin. Like
that's
I'm
true.
fine to be alone. Like
Yeah.
I prefer to do things alone sometimes. And there's a lot of people that really need people,
Yeah.
which is okay too. Like I'm not judging either way too, but I think you do have to set those boundaries to say like, I just need to do this by
Yeah,
myself, or
right.
I'd love to spend time with you, or let's spend time as a family.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, and just choosing positivity or choosing happiness, but setting those boundaries maybe.
And I'm also even trying to schedule time. If I'm with someone, I'm going to schedule how long I'm going to be with that person as well. Because I don't want to spend all afternoon. I mean, as much as I love that person, do you know what I
need to
mean?
get back to your
yeah.
I think having a sense of purpose in life, like as my mom
That's
and
right,
mother-in-law
yeah.
are,
Oh,
you know, they're
definitely.
both single, and I just see that if they have a sense of purpose, they are happy. And I think that's the case for all of us. If we know that there's, like, I'm needed.
Yeah.
There is that
Absolutely.
sense of purpose.
Even if that purpose is all about me. Right.
Which is it's okay.
Which is
to,
again, that's
it's okay
right,
too.
yeah.
It's okay to be a little selfish sometimes too. You know,
Absolutely.
if it makes you feel better to
It
go
does.
and.
That's right. Do my thing. And then, because I believe that once I'm replenished, I'm better able to help everyone
100%.
around me. I'm happier, I'm glowing. And then,
100%.
yeah. So,
Yeah. I would agree with
positivity all
that.
the way. I believe in it.
Great discussion.
Very
right.
good. Coming up next, what do you wish your teen daughter would learn? Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Did you know there is a program to teach your teenage girl all the things they need to know? Welcome Amy Rasmussen from the Ivy Girl Academy to the Chatter.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm really fascinated. The Ivy Girl Academy sounds like an amazing school. Could you tell me a little bit about it? Because
We're not like an actual school, so we'll just kind of break it down. So we were founded 6 years ago by Jessie Funk. She's an amazing author and recording artist, public speaker.
Wow.
So
You're
she
in
started.
Spanish folk, or
She
just
actually lives in Kaysville.
Okay.
Where she lives. It was kind of founded there, and then over the last 6 years, it's kind of just evolved into something that reaches girls all over the country. We actually have chapters in Ghana, Africa, Canada.
That's right.
You just hit a word, yeah?
Didn't know that. I really didn't. So we're spreading out and becoming more of like a global thing, but we're focusing kind of just on our soil for now, so that we can really put some roots down and establish who we are and what we stand for. So we teach elite leadership skills to girls. And
Ages
8 really to like 21. We're flexible, but that's about the age that they really start needing these skills and can really take them in and practice them. And then up to 21 and
So you said you're not like an official school, so
Yeah.
where do these girls go?
Great
for this
question.
training?
So we actually do a summer camp, which is amazing. It's a week long, kind of rough it and teach them some survival skills along with some of the 12 levels that we have. And then we have workshops. We're hosting a mother-daughter retreat coming up in May. And then I think the most exciting part and the most kind of hearty and robust part of it is our certification program. So it's a 3-month-long program, and they're taking every couple of weeks and going through our 12 levels where they have pass-offs and they have a workbook that they're going through. They have online videos that they're following. Plus, they get one-on-one coaching with a director like myself or some of the girls that have already gone through the program. They essentially become what we call masters. So they're learning positional leadership by helping new girls come into the certification program. So it's extensive and it's vast and it's fun, and it really, in my opinion, I think it's just what every girl needs, something like this in their life.
How did you become involved?
Good question. So Jessie, like I said, has been the founder, and she's kind of babied it and done her thing for the last 6 years. But about a year and a half ago, I actually saw a Facebook post because I'm friends with Jessie, and she was looking for women to help do public speaking because Ivy Girl is now getting asked to do a lot of speaking with our Mean Girl Makeover, which I hope we get to talk about in a second.
Oh, wow.
But I just messaged her and said, hey, I'm totally interested in that. I would love that. I work with teenagers all the time. You know, what do we have to offer here? And so that's kind of just how it started. And dialogue started between her and I, and where I could exercise my strengths and kind of just work beautifully from there.
So what's the difference between Girl Scouts and this academy?
You know, I don't know much about the Girl Scout program other than their amazing cookies. We don't, unfortunately, we don't have a cookie, but we do offer. We could, right? Maybe down the road
Baking's
someday.
a skill.
Yeah, totally. But I think this is really setting them up for success throughout the rest of their life. And I'm sure Girl Scouts has a lot of fundamental things too that they teach. But I think this is something fun. It's interactive, and I think the 12 levels pretty much cover everything. That there's no holes.
So let's talk specifically about the retreat, the mother-daughter retreat. So you're coming to this with your daughter, and you're going to workshops together or individualized, or kind of how does that work?
Yeah, so the mother-daughter retreat is new this year. It's kind of my baby, so I'm really, really excited. We're actually hosting some events here in Spanish Fork at the Salon, so I love being able to support local businesses.
Fantastic.
Yes, I love it. And Cameron's spotting there. He's great. So Friday, we're going to come and do, we're going to learn how to sew, and we're making dresses for a little organization called Little Girls in Africa, or Little Dresses for Africa. So we're teaching the girls a skill by following a pattern, learning how to sew a straight line, and then we're going to make these little pillowcase dresses that we then send to this organization in Africa. So I'm super excited about that. And then we have a photo shoot set up. We have a makeup artist coming in. So they're kind of just getting their feet wet on Friday, just kind of getting together, you know, what are we all about? And then on Saturday, we have some really exciting workshops and some motivational speakers coming in, and exercises that we know have worked with us in the past. So they're going to be doing some exercises, really bonding, breaking down some of those barriers that maybe our older girls are facing with their moms. And our whole hope is just to strengthen that bond and to break down some of those, how do we get through this, Mom? I don't know, daughter, how do we do it? You know, so we're going to give them some tools and some confidence to help get them
So
through.
Ivy Girls is Utah County, or is it just South Utah County, or is it just Spanish Fork?
It's all over. We have a director in Idaho. We have a director in Arizona.
But for you,
For
you're
me,
the director of
Utah. Yeah. So
The
there's
whole of Utah.
there's two of us splitting demographics in Utah. Missy, she's one of our directors. She's amazing. She's everything from 3300 South north, and I'm everything south of that. So we're kind of breaking up the state just for travel purposes, and you know.
So when
just
you get together
demographics.
with your groups, where do you meet?
So we're doing the mother-daughter retreat here in Spanish Fork, but the other stuff is mostly done online, or like if we have group meetings, we'll get together like Utah County, Salt Lake County, just wherever.
So, for instance, if I'm working on certification with leadership, would I connect with you online and say, I'm working on, you know, my leadership skills, and we work through those skills together, and then you're passing it off, per se?
Yeah, basically that's exactly right. So they register online, they become enrolled in our certification, which restarts every 3 months. So they're kind of going through each of those as a class almost. And then we're following those young women as they go through these 12 steps. And every 2 weeks, they're following along in their playbook, they're watching the videos, they're chatting with us or their masters, and really gaining as much as they can in those different levels. So it's not just, hey, what do you think about leadership? They're actually learning how to run a business someday, or learn how to manage a budget. So it's extensive. Like I said, it's a great curriculum, and I think there's a lot.
No, I was just going to say, it sounds like, you know how every mother wants to have like a rule book on how to raise kids? This sounds kind of like a rule book.
Yeah.
With
I would say
daughters.
so. Yeah, there's some great stuff.
Start your own.
I
Love it.
Yes, why not? You mentioned something about the Mean Girl makeover or something.
Yes.
What is that? What does that?
That is probably our
entail?
most successful and well-received presentation that we give. And we have spoken to hundreds and hundreds of girls over the last year and a half. So we go to schools or church groups or wherever we can have an audience, and it's a Mean Girl makeover presentation. So we basically give them 6 or 7 tools that they can use to combat bullying. And it's amazing to see the girls line up after the presentation's over that talk freely and openly, because you've built an hour-long worth of trust with them, relationship, and they'll open up to you and tell you, like, I never thought about that. Thank you so much. You know, those simple tools that we sometimes don't think about or know where to get that our hands on that information. We kind of package it up and just hand it to them. And it's so fun to see the messages come in through our Instagram or our website of girls that have really benefited from the things we talk about in the Mean Girl Makeover.
So is this something that is there a cost to this, or how does it work?
So the Mean Girl Makeover is through the schools. We do church groups for free. The certification is a little bit of a tuition, so it's $97 a month for the 3 months. And then our camps and our workshops, obviously just to cover costs of food and travel and expenses. So yeah, there is a cost associated with it, but we're really great about offering scholarships, because we know, like, every girl needs this, so we don't want to discredit anyone from coming just because finances are
And it sounds like you're linked into social media, Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so we can follow you there.
Totally. Yep.
Encourage our daughters, granddaughters, neighbors to follow you, so because they're the ones that you want to engage with, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
I know. Isn't
I've
it
never
an
even
amazing
heard of this.
idea? Well, it's such a different
so
generation, and even the Mean Girl Makeover, I think that they do need means to speak out and to have different
Right.
resources to talk about it. But yes, so
Yes.
thank you for providing this.
thank you.
I do have just one final question though. What was the typical, I guess, age of girls that you have doing this? Because they seem to carry such a heavy workload anyway. How do they do this in conjunction with maybe a typical school program anyway?
Yeah, I think we attract a certain crowd that really is looking for answers. They're looking for those skills. So we've had girls that are student body presidents all the way down to girls that are, in kind of resource type situations.
Really?
So it's very vast.
broad.
Yes. Our
Wow.
camp last year was absolutely incredible. We had 50 girls from all over the state of Utah, a couple from Arizona, and you really did see the girls that were excelling and doing well, and then the girls that were struggling and needing that support. But to watch those two groups come together was really quite spectacular, honestly. So the girls that are achieving and succeeding, I think they just make time. If it becomes a priority for them, they just do. They're just amazing that way. And then the girls that really need it, that's what they're holding on to kind of gain a sense of self and where they want to go. So I guess to answer your question, we just attract the right girls. They always seem to find us, and it just works out.
Fascinating.
So how can people find you if they want to go on this summer camp in August? Where do they go, right?
Head to ivygirlacademy.com. Our registration is open for our certification and our camp. Okay. And it's just like a click away. You get your information to us, and we contact you, and we go from there. It's really
We'll
easy.
post that as well, and we'd love to have you back another time. Thank
thanks.
you
I would
so
love
much.
it. Thank you.
There's more studio chatter on the way. Wow, ladies, we made it again. What in the world did we learn today?
Oh my goodness, I loved
fun.
it. Was really good. Great speakers, great people that came on the show. I loved Carol Bradley. Funny a lady, I work with her. I used to anyway at church and stuff, and never would have thought that she was an author, right?
So cool.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I mean, gosh, is there an author? Am I an author? Of course I am. Am I dedicated? Not quite, but
One day,
one day.
you're going to write that
in
book.
your journal, Aqua.
There you
There you can
go.
write.
There you
And
go.
then one day it'll be a full story, and then you can just publish it.
I'll have you know, I have written how many thousands? I've written 10,000 words. It's like a journal, but I do it online, on the computer.
Do you still keep a gratitude journal? Do you?
Oh, look at you. No, I just mush it all up together, but it's okay.
Oh yeah, whatever you
Yeah.
can get written down. Do you?
Yeah.
On occasion.
Yeah. That's a good idea, though, yeah. Why not? And then put it all together and make a book.
I say we do it. I love Morgan. Her energy. You're going to have a fun year with her, Natasha.
She's amazing.
She's just really positive and engaging to be 18 years old.
Well, speaking of stories, so she really has a story when you get to know her a little bit better as well, just, from her platform and the way that has come to be. And then when we were talking to her a little bit, because she's walked runways in New York.
Yes.
She's this tall, gorgeous model, and we're like, so what is it like to sit in a room with all of these supermodels? And she's just so very casual about it. Just
I know, yeah. She's humble.
She's very
She's not
humble.
like, well, you know, yeah.
No, and
She's
she
stunning.
is so completely ready to serve, and that has been goal one for her from the beginning.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah,
You're going to have a good year
an
with her.
amazing year. And what about Amy Rasmussen and the Ivy Girls Academy? Isn't that just amazing?
Yeah.
What they've put together for these young ladies to learn all of these skills and etiquette. And it's just a different world, I think, that young ladies exist in now. And even the first grade stories that I hear from my own daughter, even the things that occur now as far as bullying goes, and what should I do? This friend is telling me this or telling me
in
this
first grade?
in first grade, and the way that they embellish things, or already having to feel like they have to make choices, or so and so told me not to tell you this, and just not already having to feel that way. And I'm like, this, a tool like this, or an academy like this, or even being able to break away to a retreat like this to feel safe and talk about those things, or to learn those skills. I love that there's a safe haven or programs like these in all parts of the world, mind you. That's
right.
amazing.
That is
Just
cool.
in Ghana, hey.
It just seems like
Get back
maybe our society pulled away from programs like that for the last 50 or 100 years. I'm thinking back in the day, back in the 1900s or 1800s, if this would have been available, everyone would have been going to it. Don't you think?
Well, it's much like
Learn.
finishing school.
Yes.
You know, where you go
Yeah.
and learn how to walk the walk and talk the talk, but they've brought it very current, so it's up with the times. So you're engaging with
Yes.
your professors, if you will, I guess, online to pass off these skills, or you have someone to go to that coincides with your everyday activities. So I think I think it's fantastic.
Hopefully we'll have all that information on our website, so that on our Facebook,
Yeah,
so that
that's a great
people,
idea.
people can really
absolutely.
connect to them on
Well, so we
Facebook
can
and stuff.
continue to keep learning ourselves.
right,
As
absolutely.
reading, that's one way we can stay up with our getting our mental.
Oh, that's right.
You know,
That's right.
our
And the
minds.
book.
The book is
It's
called
called our
book.
readers.
Our little readers now because we're old. No.
Old, right?
We are reading The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, and I really enjoyed this book. So I hope you both
I'm going to delve
Diving
into
right in, yes?
absolutely. We will be.
take
right
the month
there.
of April.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Take the month of April. So it's a good book.
Right.
Good book.
Yeah. It's exciting. It's been really good.
Well, enjoy your time with your mom. You only have a couple more weeks left.
That's
You have a couple
right.
weeks behind you.
Yeah. It's
Enjoy
been
your
fun.
food.
Oh, I will. I'm loving it. Come home and dinner's ready. Woo-hoo.
Lucky
Yeah.
you.
Does she cook and clean for you?
No, it's just cooking. I want the boys to start doing that. Yeah, we're still learning, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, she does the cooking, and then the
you should
kids
have her
clean up.
prepare meals that you can put in the freezer for next
This
month.
is true. Oh, that's a great
that's a
idea.
great idea.
I like
Mom, when
that.
you're bored today,
Hey, that's
whip
right.
up something for May
Yes.
1st.
Here are the containers.
That's a great Mother's Day gift idea to me from you, Mom.
That's right.
You can prep me some meals. That's a great idea. Oh, too much fun. Well, thanks for being here with us. We hope you enjoyed the chatter. Tell a friend about us.